welcome to the show.
Hello and welcome, everyone. If we just do a quick round of hellos. Jarle, say hi.
Oh, he's muted.
I can say hi. Yeah, hello from Norway.
Great stuff. Gino.
Hello from the United States. Go Mariners.
Abhi Singh, the best looking hair on the planet. What about you?
Hi, everyone. Abhi from Adobe from San Francisco.
Nice.
I was going to invite Art to say hello, but, he'll just do it anyway. Art, how are you?
I'm great. I'm in very northern USA.
You certainly are. We have Maxim Jago from, I believe, Paris. Is that right?
Yes, hello from Paris. I'm normally in London, but just for another hour, I'm in Paris.
Good
Wow.
stuff. And last but not least, the wonderful Steve Grubel. Say hi.
Hello, here from Burbank, Media City.
Fantastic. And you're all welcome here to APPE TV. I think we're on episode 9 or possibly 10. We've lost count. We're beginning to rack up the miles. So we've got a lot on today. We've got lots of guests in, as you can see. Carl, would you like to introduce our first guest? And we're going to be talking about editing anywhere.
Well, I'm just going to say one quick word about our sponsors. Thank you, LucidLink. Thank you, Digital Anarchy, for making this possible. Appreciate you guys, the financial commitment for us to pay for this stream and make it happen, and for us to be able to go to Max, and it's awesome. So we'll come back at the end of the show and do a little bit more with you with the sponsor stuff. But first of all, we'll say, Gino, you want to show us a bit about the new Premiere app for mobile, and yeah, please, it's all yours. I'm going to go to the screen share. And here we go. And again, Gino, here we are
on Premiere for iPhone.
Okay, and we're gonna hold on. I'm gonna get yours up. There we are.
Sure.
And add a stage. That's yours. There you go.
Cool. You can hear me all right?
Yeah.
We can hear you fine.
Awesome. Yeah. So just to tee this up, we just launched Premiere on iPhone. It's available now in the App Store. This is the first week that you can actually go to download it from the Apple App Store. It's just called Premiere. And today I have like 10 minutes. I'm going to share a demo and I'll just hop right in. This is built natively for iOS, so it's super snappy, super fast. It's really clean user interface, and you can see on the home page there are some tutorials here at the top that you can play with or you can hide, and then we have these quick start actions at the very top. Here, let me see. Let me hide this for you. Oh no! Sorry.
Oh no! Whilst you're getting that back, I just want to confirm with you as well. You're also going to be launching this for Android at some point in the not too distant future. Is that right?
Correct. Yes, there is.
Cool.
Android is in the works. We have a team that is actively developing for it, and we plan to launch it in the not too distant future.
Cool.
Yes. So the app is free to download and use. The only thing you would have to pay for if you want is the generative AI credits. Before I hop into the editor, I just wanted to call out here, there is this chat bubble at the top of the homepage that has help, which will take you to our help documentation. Feedback is for an in-app survey, so you can actually send us feature requests and feedback. We have community forums and a Discord that everyone's welcome to join. The reason I share this is because we launched this week, and this is just the beginning. We plan to continue to improve it over time in public with customer feedback. So it's super important to continue to engage and get your feedback. So let me hop in here.
May I just say that we have Todd Reeder from Adobe as well joining us.
Hey, Todd.
Oh, his mic. We'll have to.
Sorry. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. We look forward to talking to you.
Yes. Thank you, Gino. Go ahead.
Let me just. What's that?
Please go ahead. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah. So I do some little content creation for my own personal channels, and so this is just a video I'm working on, and now we're looking at the editor itself, and you can see it's super clean, super straightforward. There's not a bunch of clutter or upsells or anything like that, and the timeline is stacked with individual tracks. So if you're used to editing in Premiere Pro on desktop, this should look very familiar to you.
And just to be clear, what we're seeing is your mobile, your iPhone screen, right?
Correct. Yes, I am just
Cool.
editing with my phone. Yeah.
That's cool. Can you show us in the picture as well while you're doing that? That's awesome.
What's that?
Can you like if you're actually moving? Use your finger on your screen. Like show us like how you're doing that. Oh, I guess I blew it up.
We have this,
awesome.
this splitter here that allows you to kind of change the height of the timeline or the viewer. I think that's really nice if you want to focus more on like seeing all your tracks. We do have unlimited tracks. There's also super easy to select your aspect ratio. We have full screen preview, and I thought I would just kind of hop right in here. One other thing to call out is the importance of precision and control in editing on a mobile device. We know more and more people are doing more advanced editing on mobile. So we have these controls here that allow you to skip to the next or previous cut or go forward and backward one individual frame at a time. And this really helps to make sure that you're able to hit that exact cut that you want and be able to line up all your clips and your titles and your audio and everything you want.
That's very
cool. Then at the very bottom, you have the media add options. So you can add videos and images, music and audio, and titles and captions. With music and with video and images, you can pull from your iOS native library. We have free Adobe stock assets that include B-roll, images, and stickers. And we have generative AI capabilities. So you can actually generate stickers and images or do image to video using Adobe Firefly. And you can pull in media from your Files apps, which unlocks cloud media sharing and storage. So if you have Dropbox
Gino,
installed on your... Yes.
Quick question.
Please.
It's free until you start using generative AI, right?
Correct. Yeah, generative AI.
This is where the boundary is, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. So it does require generative AI credits, which are purchased through a subscription. So if you already have an Adobe subscription, like if you have Firefly Pro and you have access to standard and premium credits and generative AI credits, you can use that on this app. You can use the same credits across the Adobe apps. Or if you don't already have a subscription, you can purchase one just through the phone that's $7.99 a month and gets you 1,200 generative credits each month.
And of course, if you don't want to use generative AI, this is a full-blown edit suite regardless without that. And there's a lot of stuff you can do just with this app as it stands, right?
Exactly, yeah. So we didn't put any features behind a paywall. The only thing is the Gen AI credits. And we don't charge for export. We don't have any watermarks. We don't charge for auto captions or anything like that. So yeah, you can edit a full video from start to finish without ever having to pay. Or in some cases, you don't even have to log in. We don't force login or anything like that either.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you want me to? I can show. Like you can see here. There's some text and titles. If you tap into the text, you can edit the text. We have a bunch of Adobe fonts for free. We have presets, so you can easily change the presets, and then you can hop in here and you have a whole list of free Adobe fonts to choose from. You have colors. You can select your background color or the text color. We also have a bunch of custom color controls. You can choose your hex value. You can choose the picker, play around with those, and layout options. So text and titles are super important. I already called out captions, so you can see here. And then one of the other things that I think is really cool is enhanced speech. So we have enhanced speech that's also for free. If you, I'll go ahead and play this back for you. Can you hear my audio? Still not playing? Oh, shoot.
Yeah, not hearing your timeline. Let's just take your word for it for the moment, because we can show some of that later.
We have demos of it, so we can actually do a demo.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Playback demo,
so
that's good.
If I tap into a clip, you can see there's all these options here at the bottom. You can audio fade in and fade out. Enhanced speech was the one that I wanted to call out. That's using AI to clean up your dialogue. So you get that like studio quality sound without any additional hardware. And you can see here we have sliders so that you can actually choose, like, do you want more or less background noise? How much of that enhanced speech do you want? And it gets that really crisp voiceover, which is really important for these like social media videos.
Yeah, Premier Gal did a great demo of that. Anybody have any questions? I want to make sure that Maxime, who has to leave soon, has a chance to say something. So is that Maxim? Are you? Do you have to go soon? You're on the road from Paris to London.
I'm sorry to say there's a strike at the airport, and it turns out I'm going to have to dash pretty quickly. But I did want to say that, to my mind, there's a couple of really standout qualities for this application. The first is that it's so smooth. The interface is phenomenal. The experience of working with it, it's responsive, gives you precision control, and the breadth of facilities within this version 1 software is incredible. I played around with it using generative AI embedded. It'll do generative filling in if you need to, change the aspect ratio of media, and you can do pretty advanced edits and then send it over to the desktop version of Premiere Pro for finishing. So I'm just really impressed by the finish of the whole application.
And it's still under dev. These are really early days. So yeah.
For this to be version 1, I tip my hat to the developers.
Absolutely. Maxim, do you have to go now?
I do. I'm so sorry. It turns out I have to go to London. But thank you so much for letting me contribute.
Oh, thanks for popping in, Maxim. Appreciate
We'll
your
speak
insight.
to you soon.
Right,
Cheers. We have to do a whole show with you, man. We have to do a whole show.
Oh, that
with
would be
you.
lovely. I can bring dad jokes. Have a great show.
Cheers, brother.
See you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Cool. Bye.
Just bye. So shall we go back to full screen with everyone in?
Yes. Thank you.
That might be a good segue to hand over to Abhi to demo the send to desktop.
That should be good. Okay, that's all of us there. Good.
By the way, thank you, Gino. That was good. That was good.
Gino, now, what was your role in the software? Just before we move on to Abby, who's the master of all things code-wise, the code warrior we all love. Gino, what was your role in the software development? And Todd, I'd love to hear your insight on that too, just while we're in between going from the demo of the actual app to the demo of Premiere to mobile to desktop. So
sure.
what's the soup?
My role is I'm the product marketing manager. So that means I kind of represent the customer and the business to our product and engineering teams. So I work closely with product management, engineering management, user experience, design, and research, and kind of influence what we build next and who we're building it for. So, we hear a lot about people wanting to do more advanced editing on mobile devices, people who are not satisfied with the existing mobile apps out there because they're made for like a consumer audience and they have a bunch of like gimmicky templates and stuff like that. So we set out to really understand who this is for and make sure that we're building something that is a little bit more elevated, that allows people to get that like polish and finish that they're looking for.
And you seem to have done exactly that. Certainly Maxim seems to think so, and lots of people that we're speaking to are saying the same thing. Abby, what's been your role in this, apart from being the super boss that's going to buy us all cake at some point? What's been your role in this, and what would you like to show us?
Yeah,
well, hold on. I want to hear from Todd too before we get into the demo.
I was going to introduce Todd as well, but thank you, Kyle. Todd, go for it.
So I am a quality engineer on the development teams up for Premiere Pro. So I've been basically working with the mobile team, development team, with product, with design, and my job is to basically make sure that the actual implementation lives up to the vision. We have a set amount of time to get all this in, and we have to make sure that once it gets delivered to the customer, that it is of a high quality standard and basically lives up to the expectations that it does what we say it does. It's going to do.
There's some very cool speakers behind you, by the way.
Yep, those are my nice surround sound Adams.
So
I thought they were Adams.
Yeah, and I think Todd's being very modest. We always look at Todd, like if Todd is not happy with something, like at least from a product management perspective, I'm seriously like worried. So Todd's a source of truth on many things here, and just has been involved with the editing community for a long time. So
Well,
cool. So and let me just talk a little bit about what we are and hope to do with this particular feature. So I'm just going to share my screen and let me know if you see that correctly.
Not yet.
Okay.
stand by. Yeah,
There we go.
I got
Okay,
it.
perfect.
Adding to screen. Perfect. There we are. And
Great.
looks like we're
So as Todd said, one of the things that we wanted to make sure we did with this app is that obviously with mobile app, you can edit on the go. But we also wanted to make sure you had the full power of all the tools in Premiere Desktop as well. So if you were doing a locations shoot or you just wanted to be able to use some of the additional functionality in Premiere Desktop, you were able to transfer things pretty easily. So I've got a very simple timeline just for the demo here. This is from a family trip I took to Japan. And I'm just going to add a quick title here. And then we'll send it to Premiere Desktop and talk about what that experience looks like. So in Premiere Mobile, the way to send this to desktop is you click on the export button on the top right there. And then you've got two options. One is just to export the video, and then the other is to export to Premiere Desktop. And you'll notice that this still says beta. So as of now, but to release very, very shortly, this is available in Premiere Desktop Beta. So you have to be able to have the beta to send it right now, but that will be changing very, very quickly where you'll see it in GA. And then you just click on Send Project. And at this point, what's happening is that it's just uploading your files to your Adobe Cloud Storage or ACPC storage. And once that's done, I can go to Premiere Desktop and be able to see it. I generally get
a quick question while it's loading. Data assets. You said cloud storage. Is that video assets using your Adobe Cloud Storage?
Correct. Yes, that's using your Adobe Cloud Storage. Let me just restart Premiere here. I should have gotten a notification, which I'm not seeing right now for some reason.
Love doing live demos, eh?
Yeah, exactly. And I'll try that one more time.
Maybe I'll ask Gino while we're at it, or maybe actually Todd. How about you? While he's figuring that out, could you tell us how the data transfer is? Can we use Dropbox or can we use our own storage? Because sometimes Adobe storage isn't. It was limited at one point, right? We dropped it down.
Right. At this time, we're basically just sending it to your Adobe Cloud Storage for the transfer part. As Gino had said, when you're in Premiere Mobile and working with media, you can work off of anything. But for the transfer part, we're currently just using Adobe Storage.
And I take it that then, does that then get deleted from there as it transfers down to your local device? Is it permanent?
Deleted. That will stay there because if you want to go ahead and re-download it, if you had something wrong with your computer or you accidentally deleted from the computer, that is still there as a backup. You can go to the storage and delete it after the fact if you want, but we don't like deleting stuff because you might not want to have done that. So we just let the user make that choice.
It's pretty early days too, right? I wonder though if you're out in the field and you're shooting something and you're trying to get it to an editing team somewhere else. That's what I envision the value being.
Yeah. So I'm not seeing the notification, but this is why we also put this menu item in. It could be the live stream maybe doing it, but you get a notification which will let you know that your timeline is available. It's been sent from Premiere Mobile. You can also get to it, which is a good way to show this as well, through the file menu in Premiere Desktop. And under import, you have a few options. You can import your mobile project, and you can see mine is right there, the one that I just sent. You can also check for new projects in case like you didn't get the notification, etc. and then you can also see your list of all your previous imports as well that are available, and bring them in.
That's cool. There's a philosophy I've had with software. If you can't push it, because you were trying to push it to Premiere,
yeah, you can
try.
pull it.
If it doesn't work, you pull it, right?
Yeah,
like you just invert the logic.
yeah. So there it is. You just import it from the file menu, and it brings it in. And then you can use any of the tools in Premiere. So if I want to adjust speed or keyframe, let's say we want this to be a lot faster, you can go ahead and do that, and you've got access, of course, to all your keyframes and everything else in Premiere Desktop. But one other thing I do want to say is that under settings and cloud media downloads, this is where we are storing the files. So you can see Premiere Mobile downloads, and that's a configurable location. So you can change that to any location, and all your Premiere Mobile downloads, the media will go to that location then.
And did it send cuts or full clips?
It sent, in this case, it sends full clips, I believe, yeah. Todd, can you confirm that I'm right about that?
Yeah, you're getting the whole thing.
Yeah. That's really it. Todd, if you want to add anything, but those are the essentials there. I will also say this is a V1 of this, so we wanted to really make it easy. For instance, like if you're shooting on the go, to be able to bring in and do finishing in Premiere Desktop if you like. You can obviously finish in Premiere Mobile if you want, but some people might want to do that in desktop. So we're very interested in your feedback in terms of how well this is working, what additional things you'd like to see to make sure come through correctly, etc. We know we've got some more work to do on that, but very interested in how people use these two products together and what the use cases are there.
Cool. So what I think would be really good, thank you, by the way, so much for your demos. I think it would be really good to open this up to some of our guests. I know one or two of them have some questions for you. Who'd like to go first? Jarle, would you like to perhaps have a quick, give us a quick, any questions for anyone here?
Oh yeah, I have lots of questions. Which one should I take first? Well,
pick one. Pick one.
In Grab that I sent you. I sent you an image.
I don't have it yet, Jarle. I was busy setting up all the banner stuff.
Okay.
So
anyway, it's just a screen grab of the Norwegian interface. I had because I haven't used the app yet because I'm on Android, so I can't really test it yet. But my friend tried it, and his first impression was, this is a really boring app, because he saw the start screen, and when you haven't used it before, there's nothing there. It's just some black background and like 8 small buttons, right? So the first thing you see in an app that's, it's used by creative people who work with images and video, and there's nothing there. not even didn't even try to get the first impression of the app to be interesting.
So Abhi, Gino, or Todd, who would like to take that one?
I could speak to that. It's good feedback. We've that is something that we are investing in, is the onboarding experience and the first time launch experience.
Yeah.
So
that's what you see.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. Very boring.
Wow, nice app, And also, I don't know who does the translation, but there's some it is Norwegian, and there's some strange translations there. So we should probably get someone to see that.
Bearing in mind this is early days, what were you going to say there, Gina?
Oh no, I agree. I think we have more work to do, but this is just the beginning. Like I was saying, we do have some more help materials, and we are working on that first launch experience, so that when someone gets in, it's more intuitive, so that they can more quickly get started and reach success. it's definitely an initiative of ours. And what you're seeing is like just the starting point. So there's definitely more work that we can do there.
I'm aware also of how much time there is left for you guys to be in, so I just want to quickly jump over to Art. Art, did you have any observations?
Yeah, a couple things. One, to that question or that point, if we think about the desktop used to be pretty boring. And I think now we are sometimes too many steps away from the desktop when we open the screen. So I get you got to go a little bit, but don't go too far. You know, we got to get to editing. So, but overall, I think, first of all, I think I was actually reticent. I thought, okay, I hate it when they take focus off the desktop, but I think we're all going to have to pick something. I worked with Rush when it was early and abandoned it. Went to CapCut because I had to do something. And CapCut's good. The captioning is really good. The editing is simplistic. But it's expensive. So when you say free, so I can offer this to other people. They don't even need a Creative Cloud login unless they want to use generative AI or to upload the images.
There are a couple other features that are behind a registration, but not paid. So if you want to use enhanced speech, or if you want access to those like free libraries of creative assets, like the B-roll, the images and stickers, you'll have to sign in, but those are still free.
Okay. And I would say to the question I asked earlier about whether it's sending like an EDL like caps or cuts or clips, it might be a lot quicker if we had the choice to say send cuts or clips, just because we may have only used 3 seconds of a 2-minute clip. But
that's a very good point.
Yeah. And also, I don't know if I'll ever use this, but I have thought about it. What about being truly bidirectional, where I start on my desktop and I create proxies, and is this project file recognized on, or will it be recognized someday? And I'm not even sure I'm asking for this feature. I'm just curious.
Right now, that's a great question, Art. Right, and I'm very interested in understanding the use case, because we've heard this now since we released. People want to send it the other way as well, but be kind of curious as to how you would use that.
Yeah, my dad has a saying. If a job's not worth doing, it's certainly not worth doing well. So I don't have a good use case. I was just asking and thinking I may never do that. So don't put it at the top of the list.
So, and I can give you a use case for this, which is where if I'm on a real tight deadline and I'm doing a lot of editing, I've got an edit underway. Mostly what I'm doing when I'm editing is not fancy stuff, not huge transitions. I'm just lining up the clips and getting everything in the right place. If I can do that whilst I'm mobile, so if I have to get a train into London or something, if I'm able to upload that so I can just do the very basic stuff and then get it back to Prem Pro, that gets me ahead of the game. That means I'm not wasting time whilst I'm traveling. You know, that would actually be a really huge benefit for me.
So that would be sort of on-the-go editing. So you'll transfer your Premiere Desktop project, so while you're traveling, you can keep editing on your phone.
From my end, like what I would say is that, you know, you've got somebody, maybe it's not just one person, maybe there's more than one person involved. So you have someone who's shooting, and they're in the field, and then you've got your editor in the studio as well. And for them to be able to trade back and forth, it's almost like Frame.io, but with the mobile app involved, really, you know?
So, and whilst we're here, and I'm sorry to cut across you and interrupt there, but we've got Steve here as well. And I know, you know, I'm really conscious of the time Todd, Abhi, and Gino have. So, Steve, did you have any observations, my friend?
Yeah, I've got several. I just gotten access to Sora 2 the same day that Premiere was dropping, and I don't know if you've all played with that, but it's, I mean, who knows if it'll survive for another month with all the litigation that'll probably end up coming, but for now, it's a lot of fun, but it just kind of spits out a bunch of stuff, right, that you can prompt, and maybe, you know, 20% of each clip is usable, so you could just kind of make a bunch of generations and pull them into Premiere mobile, and then cut them up and do what you will with them. So I was trying to make a little video just to test some things out with it, Tried using, pulling down sound effects, the generative sound effects in the Premiere app, which was really cool. But then after I had put this whole thing together, exported it, and then tried playing it back, and it was clipping. The audio was all clipping, but it hadn't been within the mobile app. So that it's top of mind to me. It was just like there's no levels, there's no way to tell if I'm actually
So we've got your video here. It's only a very short clip. Shall we run that quickly, Carl?
Yeah, Abby and Gino, Todd, do you have like a couple more minutes? Just because what we'd love to do is show his little video, and then, which is pretty crazy cool, VFX stuff. The audio's definitely got an issue, which I think you'll value the feedback on. And
so here we
how
go.
much time do you have, Abby and Gino and Todd? Do you have 5 more minutes?
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
Awesome.
Okay,
Yeah, go for
let's run this.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Hello.
Okay, let's try that again.
For the love of Pete! Now how am I gonna watch Jeopardy?
Okay, well, we kind of messed
Brilliant.
up our switching there. Andrew and I are both switching from one from the UK and Canada, and yeah.
So
Thanks for your patience.
you heard the audio dropouts there. Is that something which you've seen before? Is that something that is this a known issue?
I haven't seen the clipping like that before. I do agree that we need more precise controls when it comes to the audio itself. One of the things that drives me crazy, and I'm involved in the road mapping and design process, is that the volume is currently as a percentage instead of decibels.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do want to get to that point where we have the volume meter, the loudness meter, and decibels, so that we can address some of that stuff.
Yeah, it's like I had gone back into it to try to fix that, and there was like a part in the music that was especially loud, and so I tried, also clipping it to change the volume on that part of the music, and then it does the, what do you call it, like the sort of ripple thing where it like in the first part of the track pops up to the top, and so now it's all separate. And I would love also more organized timeline. So it's okay, I have my sort of dialogue section, like a SFX section, a music section that I can, but the little slider between the video and the timeline, I love that. I can just easily flip up and down, minimize my video while I'm getting tweaky with the cuts.
So it sounds like guys, it would be really useful to have a limiter at the end of whatever the chain is before it goes to export. Just putting a limiter on the end would really, really work. Something like -3 dB, cut in around about -12, -6 or something. So
I would say
is that
one
something?
other thing too, if I can add to that.
Yeah.
That would, what I was thinking, because it's such a small device, right? It's a small screen. You don't have a lot of real estate to look at VU meters and spectrographic, audio analysis and all that stuff. So what if voice is a color, music is a color, and sound effects is a color, and it's in a simpler VU, so you can actually see the colors overlaid, and you can see their relationship from a color point of view, right? Something simple like that doesn't take up a lot of real estate, but gives a lot of information.
I think that's
you could just have a single mono bar graph that's showing overall output level, and then you can hear the relative levels yourself. As long as you've got a limiter there, then the rest is doable. But I know what you mean, Kyle. I'm sure you guys are going to give that some deep thought. I'm sure you will.
Yeah, and Steve, one question for you. Did you think about sending that to desktop? Was that something you tried, or?
No, but this next one, I was gonna see if I can try to make a horror short every day of this month, since it's around October, and so I got too tired last night, but so I made something that horrified myself before I went to bed with centipedes. But yeah, that's sort of the next step I want to try, and in that use case also, I think markers would be, and even just for myself working it's unscripted for years, having a little marker option that I can bring over would be huge. Also working with producers and stuff. So it's like, while we're in transit coming back on planes or whatever it is, like if I can be watching dailies, noting stuff up and also getting it like churning, like that's always my thought is like the earlier I get it marinating in my mind, then the better the edit's going to be.
Are there plans to have Frame.io part of
Yeah.
the equation?
Yeah, I don't want to speak to that too much because, we don't want to comment too much on like future roadmap stuff, but it's definitely like something that we are considering. It's such a powerful tool, and it's just this amazing resource that we have access to. That there's a lot we could do with it with frames.
Okay, I have one question for you, which is just from your demo, Gino. The clips on the timeline, are they magnetic? Can you put snapping on them? So can you get them to snap to each other?
You will feel so. The main track is magnetic. So we have a magnetic main track, and then the overlay tracks are not magnetic, but you can still feel them snap when there's haptics with the mobile app. So you'll get a little like feedback when you're moving them around and snapping them together.
Okay,
Can I
cool.
ask a question about that? So, because since it's a magnetic timeline, it would be very nice to have a quick way to create a filler, because sometimes you just need to insert some space for later, and then you need a filler. So instead of having to add something strange, you could have some kind of clip that's just named filler.
The way we solve for that is by allowing you to add a blank clip.
Oh, so it's called a blank. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, in the same area where you add media, like your photos and files and whatnot, there is an option for blank.
Oh, nice.
Does that translate to the desktop app as a? How does it translate? What does it show up as in the desktop app?
Black? Is it just a black video or something? Just an empty clip, essentially.
It's actually it's just there's nothing there. It's a non thing. It's not a thing that Premiere does right now. So it just anything that Premiere's not recognizing, it just kind of gets left behind. And so that would be one of the things. So you would get that gap, but you just wouldn't get the actual filler clip in there.
So the other way of doing that would be to add a text clip, just to add some text saying, need a filler, this is a filler, and just put that on the timeline, and then you know
that's
what you
we
need
did
to put there.
in Rush, but it feels so 1990. So I would like a quicker way than going into add and then choose among video and still images and so on. Should be a faster way. And also, I think other people have said this too, but we need something that works like Q and W in Premiere. Because dragging on the phone is kind of it's
exactly great point.
And to split, select, delete is 3 steps, while ripple delete or ripple trim is 1 step. So that would be a lot faster.
I found that too. I was cutting a little video. If we have time, I'll show it. But basically, that was the one thing I was missing was trim to cursor.
Yeah.
Right. I was always having to. I had my cursor exactly where I want to make the edit, and then I had to pull the piece and sort of go back to the decision that I've already made for the frame that I wanted to cut to. So I would like also to be able to slide the edit. Maybe it's there, but right now, you basically either use the tail or the head to change what's going on, which took me a bit to figure out, but I love the intuitiveness of it. It's something I wish we had in Premiere. In fact, it's a beautiful little maneuver. Still, I'm missing maybe the mode setting of what that cursor does.
I agree. I think what's encouraging to me is that you all are getting like where we're headed, like the timeline editing experience is something that we are investing heavily in because we know that there's so much you could do with the gestures, and like there's all sorts of different ways that you can interact with it that are unique to mobile that you wouldn't get on desktop. So I'm obviously I'm biased, but I think that we could be in a future where it's easier to edit on without a mouse and keyboard, where you are just doing gestures and touching.
Which brings me to the last point that I've got to make, which is once you've got projects synced from mobile to desktop, could I then use my mobile, because they're both sharing the resources? Can I essentially use my desktop, my mobile, to do edits? Because, as you say, there are ways of editing on the mobile that would then show up on the desktop, so I could actually be using my phone to edit stuff on the desktop, move stuff around on the desktop. Is that something you're thinking about doing at some point?
It's good feedback, right? Right now, Andrew, it's a one-way send, right? And we make sure that we don't deduplicate media. So if you've already sent that media, we don't re-download that. But the link would be interesting, because then you can edit, like you said, on mobile and have it show up on desktop.
Yeah, that would be good. So listen,
this is a wacky question, but you don't have access to the AirPods API where they use their gesturing to answer and don't answer calls, do you? If we move left to right, it says don't answer the call. If you move up to down, it says answer the call. The new AirPods have that.
With your head, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get motion sickness.
Just want to throw out to Eric Addison. Thanks for joining, buddy. We need this on Android. Jarle, I think you might be in that camp as well. I know
as
Andrew
indeed am I.
Is a Windows.
I'm already signed up for the Android thing when it comes. I believe Jarle will be as well, and I know Eric's looking for that. And we know you guys are working on it, one thing at a time. Establishing basic principles, which is what you're doing, is absolutely brilliant. And I think where you are with it, by the way, at the moment, yeah, really, really, really impressed.
Thank you. And I will say a quick shout out for those interested in Android. We are recruiting for early access. So there is a sign up form. I can send you that link if you want to share it.
That'd be great. Would it be anything to do with, here, let me just add a Sage. Is it working? Stand by.
And Gino, what about iPad?
It is available on iPad.
Okay.
We still have a lot more work that we want to do to optimize it for iPad. So we're not marketing it as an iPad app at this time. But if you do go to the App Store on your iPad, you can absolutely download it and use it on your iPad. It's just a bigger, bigger version.
All right, thank you. And what about, I think, captions?
By the way?
I just think captions are so important to CapCut and to TikTok. Are you really... how great can your captions be?
Much better.
And auto transcription of captions.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's on the roadmap.
Arthur, can I just point out that they've just acquired a rather significant transitioning company that Impact have got a lot of titles and transitions and things. There's a lot going on in the background. I believe your plan is to try and do something with that to bring it into this as well. So it's early days, but I have a feeling this is going to go the distance.
Yeah. And you maybe saw the Film Impact announcement for Premiere Pro. Yeah. That was phase 1, and we are actively working on bringing that to the mobile app.
Oh, that'll be brilliant.
I just showed the audio work
QR code for introducing Premiere on iPhone. That's not the Android version. Do you have that?
Gino, could you there's a private chat. If you look on the right hand side, there's a private chat. If you could paste the link into there, we'll just pop it up on screen.
Display it up. Yeah, thanks.
Yep. The other thing, if I could sneak in real quick, just that I wanted to mention was scene edit detection. When you get that in your brain, as a workflow, it's when you don't have it, it drives you crazy. But having that with these Sora generations and stuff would be huge, because I could just drop it in and this is garbage, and then just
huge.
That alone would save a ton of time.
Yeah, I wonder if you had a bin like, because we don't have a bin now, right?
Not right now.
What if there was a way to swipe to the bin, select, add to timeline?
I like that.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But the
Right now,
timeline is the bin, right?
It is and it isn't. I mean, there's still like an asset repository possibility. Maybe that's just completely not the way to go. But if it were to be really bilateral with Premiere, maybe that's where that's a roadblock that would stop it from interfacing properly.
There's
I
another
do
thing
have
that,
to run.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead. I have to
There's
run.
another thing about round tripping
Someone's
that
gotta run.
I believe causing trouble is motion graphics templates, because especially those made in After Effects will never play on your cell phone. So
Gino, you got to run?
Yes, I gotta head out and say goodbye. I really appreciate this, though. I'd love to keep fielding this feedback. It's all such good stuff. So, like
Thank
I
you
said,
for your time.
we are building in public. We are engaging with the community, and we are using customer feedback to continuously adjust our roadmap accordingly. So please keep it coming.
Thank you for your time, gents. We may just quickly pop up a 1 minute recap of all of this. We've got the video from Dacia, which we could use, which shows pretty much all of the features. And then we'll carry on with the guys here. But thank you so much for your time, Abhi. And I know
That was great.
I know you've got to run now, but really appreciate your time. And any time you want to come back on, just let us know.
And Todd, thank you
Thanks for
so
having us,
much.
guys.
Thank you. It's a lot of fun.
Appreciate
Bye,
you
everybody.
guys. Keep on code warring. Awesome. Wow,
Cool.
that was pretty cool to have those guys on. And great insight from you, Jarle, Art, Steve. Wow. What's your just before we show on to we could show Dacia's video, but I wanted to ask you, what's your take on this? Just and wrap up now that we have them off. What's the most important thing that you want out of all of that?
for the first version, for version 1,
priority.
this is really great. It's and I have tried it on an iPhone, and it feels really smooth, the timeline and stuff. So when they get in a little bit more workflow enhancements, this will be great, I think.
Yeah, we are not the market, so to speak. The CapCut market is the market. And I think all of us as editors, as I kind of said before, we got to pick some horse. And right now, I never felt good about picking Rush. I got no problem picking this and going deep with this.
Right. Steve?
Yeah, I mean, I feel sort of the same way. I think it's all going to depend on what, your individual use cases is and what you prefer. But I could see a future where it feels like we're all just spend so much time on our phones, unfortunately, anyway. So, getting used to that movement is like becomes so natural. And just the fact of how mobile it is, right? And if you're, living in a place where you're riding trains or, if it's just a daily part of your commute or day to just be sitting in a place where you can't be at your computer, I could see that being super helpful.
There was a question earlier about why would we like to edit on a small screen? Because it's in our pocket all the time. So
Exactly that.
I could see myself doing a rough cut while on the train or whatever, or especially if we get the round trip both ways. Let's say I have finished the job, sent it to the customer, then I go off on vacation or whatever, and they call me and say, "Oh, we have a problem. The one name is spelled wrong, or that released the contract for. Oh, we need a new version." If I can just bring up my phone, do that little fix, and then re-export, wow, that would be fantastic.
Can I make a confession?
Yeah.
So one of the biggest problems for me as an editor has always been just getting going. Once I've ingested everything, and I'll do the selects and everything else, but just getting going with that first cut is often it's like fighting through treacle sometimes, and I kind of have to catch myself unawares, and I kind of have to go, well, look, I'm not going to do the edit now, but I'll just do this one thing to start it, just this one thing, and then I'm in it, right? Having that on mobile means I'd be sitting at the dentist or on a train waiting to get down to London, and I'd just go, well, whilst I'm here, I'll just have a quick look. And that would be me. I wouldn't be watching cars being rebuilt on YouTube. I'd actually be doing some editing, you know?
It's a great point, Andrew, because, you know, there's this phrase about writing. The hardest part about writing is sitting down. Getting started. And, you know, sitting in front of it's that overwhelming amount of work that we have to do to start an edit, and you're like, okay, that's a lot of stuff to got to do. But having this doorway is an inspiring opening. That's easy. It's like, oh, I'll just do a little couple things, or I wonder what that shot is that, you know, when you're thinking about it, and if you have it, if it's accessible, it's almost like you're having Jump Desk or to Premiere, you know, and it would be. You know,
and we actually do have a question which I think we can answer. So let me just bring this up. So, Even Choi, thank you very much for watching, and thank you for your question. I'm sorry we didn't get to ask it whilst the guys were on here, but actually the workflow for exporting and showing via the mobile app. So you can export it to your desktop and carry on editing there, or you can export it as a finished clip and then it's on your device or wherever else you happen to send it to, some external cloud-based storage. And as with every other video component, every other media clip that you have on your iPhone, you can stream that to pretty much anything that will accept that stream. You know, you can certainly stream it to your TV screen or whatever. So that's already going to be, you know, that's part of the deal of having it on either Android or iOS.
Yeah, well, native.
I hope that helps.
Yeah, and I would think that the social media engines login would be something that will be, you know, on the roadmap. I don't want to presuppose it, but Andrew, do you want to show Dacia's? Let's show Dacia's the video. That was really awesome.
Yeah, let's do that really quickly. So this is just to recap what we've seen. We put a quick edit together of Dacia's thing. We just cut it down a little, so it's about 1:14. Here, we're just going to show this for you now.
Meet Adobe Premiere on mobile. It's fast, free, and uncluttered. There are no distracting paywalls, no pop-ups, just on-the-go pro video editing. You only pay when you need more storage or generative AI credits. With a multi-track timeline built for on-the-move editing, you can mix, stack, and fine-tune your footage in 4K HDR with precision and control. Remove background noise from a voiceover recording and enhance speech in a single tap with AI. And with Adobe Firefly Generative AI, you can make any video all your own, right from your phone. Premiere features a fun and revolutionary new way to create sound effects with text and voice to sound effects. Simply describe the sound and act it out in your phone's mic. And Firefly will add perfectly synced cinematic sound effects exactly where you need it. And with image to video, you can transform images into videos to fill timeline gaps or add a little extra to your edit with stunning visual effects. Or start with a massive library of high-quality images, sounds, music, fonts, and videos from Adobe. It's fun, fast, and always commercially safe. And when you need a little more muscle, Premiere lets you move projects from mobile to desktop for a fast professional polish. It's free.
I have a very dumb question that I should know the answer to. We've all had the Adobe Suite for years. I don't even know. Does that include cloud storage?
As far as I know, from what I've heard in the various different forums we've been a part of, including the Amsterdam thing we just went to, for this, that's included as part of it. Exactly. They've been trying to get away from storage, but they have to store something somewhere for a time. And I think that's the thing which I believe is happening is if you upload to send it to desktop, it will retain it for a period of time. I don't know what that period of time is, or whether or not after you reach a certain amount of storage, it loses everything below that. So we need to get some clarity on that, but certainly some storage is included.
But if you have a subscription, then you do have storage.
Yeah.
So Great Cloud Storage is not going anywhere. It was the syncing from Rush to that storage that was removed a while back.
From Rush.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and the other thing which they did say is that there is the option for you to set the destination to whatever cloud service you're already using. So I'd be using Dropbox or whatever.
But I just went into the Creative Suite, and we all have 100 gigs of cloud storage.
Oh wow!
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
But it's not a lot. I mean, when you're talking about video,
Right. Well, 100 gigs of iPhone storage isn't bad, but yeah, I mean, yeah, in the real world, it's nothing. I agree.
Yeah. I'm going to show the little video that I put together. It's very short, about a minute long. One more video, and basically, I was up at Tuesday was Canada's recognition of Indigenous peoples, the reconciliation that we have to go through in order to sort of get through this really tough time in our country. So anyway, I'll just play the video. So here it goes. So sorry to drop that on you. But I want to say that there's a lot to be said about that. I didn't put any graphics in because I just wanted the pictures to speak for themselves. But related to what this show is about is how being able to lay in all those images, superimpose, do long fades on top. And I had like 3 layers of video, maybe 4 sometimes, to try and make it work. It wasn't easy, but I was able to do quite a bit of what I wanted to do to find the emotion, and I was able to hit those music posts too by zooming in and seeing where the note was to have the video, the transition strike, the cut strike, or the dissolve.
Well done. It's an important message. It's an important message. So really well. A, well done to Canada for acknowledging it, and B, well done to you for making something so quickly using this software. That's a great use of it.
Yeah, I just finished Wayne Gretzky's book, and you guys probably know he's a hockey player, and he talked about the early NHL stars were kids who were taken just in those resident farms, and kids never getting back to their families. So you just put pictures to the stories I heard. So that was wild.
Yeah. It's and I think this is what we have moved from: editors who are hired to do a job as the only way that it ever was, from the job to the gig economy to the content creator economy. Now we're talking content creators, and these are the tools that they have to put out there to tell story.
And this is what we most want to do as editors. We want to tell stories. We want to tell stories. So, as you know, with your Dreamlight pictures, you've made some wonderful films there. I've not seen any of your stuff, Steve, but I'm going to be looking out for what you've been doing as well. And I know Jarle's been teaching a whole generation of people how to edit and do this stuff so they can tell their stories. So, props to all of you. Props to all of you.
Yeah, Jarle literally wrote the book. Yeah. And I want to give a hat tip to you, Artie, too, because, the Adobe Premiere Pro Editors Group, you were there, helped build it from the beginning. And just a big heartfelt hat tip to you, my friend. Thank you for all you've done and to make it work.
Well, it is interesting now that, I'm deeply, probably like some of you, deeply also on the Resolve side, just for color, but there's a cleanliness to the group that just doesn't exist anywhere else. I still have to look 3 different places for one answer in Resolve and only one place for Premiere.
And we'd love to have you back on. I know we were going to try and do something this week, but we'd love to have you back on so we can look at the whole round trip experience, going from Premiere to Resolve and all back again for colour, because that's one which lots of people still want to use. The colour tools in Resolve are astonishing, as are some of the other features. So it's always good to have.
Next week, right? That's our next show. Ed, are you up? Are you back for that?
I can do next week. Yeah.
So next week's show is round tripping with Resolve. When is Resolve to be used? When is Premiere going to be used? Like sometimes there's stuff in Resolve that Premiere doesn't have. And let's not pull punches here. Let's be really, really tough on Premiere and Adobe code warriors, like, hey, this is what's happening in Resolve. I think also if we can work in Pro Tools and Logic round tripping, all these little snaps.
Pro Tools, Logic, Ableton, Cubase, Wavelab, all of those. So going to an external door, because that's what I do. I still use an external door. I use Cubase and I use Wavelab for everything. Always have done, always will do. Yeah, right. So guess what? That is the end of the show. But before we go, again, you'll notice at the bottom, our sponsors, Lucid Link, wonderful people that sponsor this show, and Digital Anarchy. Jim Tierney, thank you so much for doing your bit with this. Both
Digital Anarchy, there we are. That's it. And Maxim Jago, hello. Lucid Link, thank you very much. Gargana, Rupert, really appreciate all your support. And back to you, Andrew.
And that's it. I think we've done a show. Steve, let's just say goodbye to him. So, Steve, thank you so much for taking part. I hope you had a good time and you'll come back.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
I really appreciate your input. Art, I don't care if you come back because you smell. But you're coming back next week, so that's good. Jarle. Yeah. Right. Okay. Jarle, thank you, matey. As ever, the Meister, we bow in your presence.
Master, you are awesome.
And my wonderful colleague, Kyle, thank you so much for organising so much of this today. And that's it from me as well. We're out. Do you want to shut the show down, Kyle, or shall I?
Absolutely. Hitting the button so everybody button your lips while we...
So I'll do it, shall I?
Yeah, hit the button.
Okay, here we go. We're ending the stream. And 3, 2, 1, bye!